Hi, my name is David Isaacson, founder of Merlins Magical Mystery School and Healing Temple, found at the web at spiritportal.org. Today's video is about financial prosperity, something that we all want more of in our lives. And also throughout this video, I'm going to be focusing on holding a space, a sacred space, to create more financial prosperity for us all. And I'll explain what all that entails while we go through the video. So I'm just going to start the process out with the intention of opening up financial prosperity and opening up the energy, opening up the consciousness, allowing the flow to come through for us all. So I don't know anybody who doesn't have problems with financial prosperity, or have something that they want more money. Financial prosperity, it's all about energy flow. On different, of course, energy is as it's flowing to us and from us in the world manifests as money, but it's all about energy. And we have different kinds of flows that some people are rich in money. Some people are rich in the health. Their flow of energy that's running through their body is, and their life is giving them abundant health. And some people have abundant flow of love or happiness or creativity. But in this particular case, we're speaking of financial prosperity. And so we have to address what are we doing in our lives to be a purpose? Are we in alignment with our divine purpose, with our divine flow in life? And when we are in alignment with our flow, then all things come to us. Sometimes it might not appear that we become multimillionaires. Maybe we just have enough to get by throughout the day, and that's enough. That's financial prosperity. That's all that we need. Nothing less and nothing more. And for me, I'm happy with that. Of course, we want to have finances so that we can take a vacation and pay for our bills and help with those we love. And I am no different than anyone else in that regard. I could certainly use more, as everybody can. I definitely feel that my own personal spiritual flow is pretty amazing. And that's what I've been focusing my attentions and my energies on, is to opening that up. And of course, when we focus our attentions, attention is really important. When we focus our attentions on something, that's where our heart and that's where our energy is. So, if many people focus their attentions on worldly prosperity, financial abundance, and they're working like a dog from morning to night, and yes, they are getting money, but are they happy? Are they healthy? Are they spiritually in tune and aligned and open? Who knows? Okay. So life is about balance, and one can focus so much on one aspect of life at the expense of the other. But financial prosperity, again, energy flow. Above energy flow, we have to talk about consciousness, and that consciousness rules all energy flow. And if you can become opened up to a certain consciousness, there's a saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. That you might know all really great people, but not if maybe they're all very poor. And but if you know one billionaire, then you've got it made. So financial prosperity, financial abundance, what this means is opening up to the source of billionaire consciousness, trillionaire consciousness. And that's not necessarily a physical human being. We could be speaking about a being in spirit who, let's say an archangel or a god or goddess, who holds that space of abundance, who oversees and controls the flow, the ebb and flow of money and resources from one person to another, and opens those doors for us and closes those doors when it's not appropriate. So, for instance, there's a goddess in the Hindu pantheon who's called Parvati. Saraswati. Okay. So many goddesses. No offense. I love you all. I think Saraswati is the goddess about music. Parvati is anyway. There's a Hindu goddess. I'm so sorry, goddess. I'm spacing your name out. There's a Hindu goddess for prosperity. There's a goddess probably in every tradition, every religious tradition, having to do with financial prosperity and abundance. I don't know all their names off the top of my head. But they are in consciousness. And while we are going through this video, I am reaching out to every one of them that my spirit knows, and connecting with them and bringing them forth into this sacred space in this video, and asking them to be present with us, with you and with me, and which they are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you. So making this is a bit emotional for me. So making these connections, we are reaching out to them in consciousness and making ourselves known to them and asking them for their blessings. And in return, we are also asking that we be part of that flow, that we not just receive, but that we also give. It's an open door. It's a rotating door. Prosperity comes to us, and it goes out. It's hoarding resources, hoarding energy. Energy is for us is to create a flow. When there's no flow, on any level, there's stagnation, and there's disease, and eventually death. And so when there's a flow of energy, there's a flow of prosperity, be it health, happiness, financial abundance, love. It's all about love too. Love. So we're now being a part of connecting with all these beings in consciousness. It's kind of like a network. It's a supercomputer network. I'm sure you know of different millionaire of networks that have groups meeting here and there, of mastermind groups or financial prosperity groups. But the real source of it is really connecting with these vast expansive super consciousnesses that are interconnected. There's a web that connects them to everyone. Some are more connected to, let's say, the Hindu goddesses. Some are more connected to the other goddesses of other traditions or gods. I say gods because when God means somebody a being in spirit who holds a really huge space on a really high level, on a super conscious level that interpenetrates, connects to a lot of life. But of course, certain gods, certain consciousnesses have certain focuses, certain specialities that they work with. And again, we're connecting with the consciousness, those consciousnesses that have to do with financial flow and prosperity, abundance. So again, I'm reminded again that it's about when you do what you love, what you love to do will bring you abundance, be it happiness, joy, health, love, money. And to not focus so much on the external, how it manifests. It might not manifest in terms of actual gold or green or coin, but in satisfaction, in joy, in contentment, in feeling of wholeness. And so that's what we want to feel in our life. Because, if we, there are plenty of people who have loads of money, but they're not happy or not satisfied. And we don't want to be like that. But we all want our cake and eat it too, so here we are. Money. So it's also about, many years ago, I was working with a healer in Portland, Oregon. Her name was Gemma Smith. Hi, Gemma. I don't know if she's still doing any healing work these days. This was a long time ago. And I didn't have very much money at the time. And she gave me a break on how much she charged me. I appreciated that. And shortly thereafter, I got a job in Saudi Arabia working in a clinic, an acupuncture clinic. I was there for 3 months. It didn't work out for one reason or another. But I had gotten enough money during that period of time, to feel, okay, I have some money now. And I was getting from my guidance saying, well, you need to send Gemma, $500. And really, that's a lot of money. But it's like, okay, well, I was exercising my, I was having trust and faith in my guidance. So, okay, I'm going to follow my guidance and send her out of the blue $500. And I got this email from her shortly thereafter, and she said, "Oh, thank you so much. That money helped me pay my rent. I wasn't gonna be able to pay my rent without that money coming in." And so for me, by me allowing that flow that flow had come to me by providing me with this job that gave me this money temporarily, at least, and my turning around and allowing that flow to come out, to go out, and towards somebody else, that increased that flow, that opened that door even more so for that to come through and reinforced that flow in the world even more so. Now that doesn't mean that you should go willy-nilly give your money away to every person you see on the street corner, or every person that asks for your money, or whoever. It's important to be discriminating and to be able to follow your guidance in this matter. It's really important. When I drive down the street and I stop at a street corner and there's a person on the side who's panhandling and asking for money, I always ask internally, should I give this person some money? And most of the time I'm getting a no. But I do ask anyway. There's a lot of karmic stuff going on as in regards to this. We do need to be attentive to our flow. Being in the flow does not mean that we just like gush out and give. We need to be discriminating where we bestow our blessings. And we can bestow our blessings in more ways than just financial. There's other ways that we give out. There's other flows, of course, as I explained. So I guess this is still happening. So this is pretty cool. All right. What else? Oh yes. Okay. So this is also why I don't do healings for free. There's also a flow that in terms of healing work. In order for people to really receive, sometimes they really have to, there has to be reciprocation and exchange, and an exchange of energy. Because oftentimes people, they don't, one of the reasons why people do not receive abundance and prosperity is that they don't feel worthy of it. And so when it comes, you've heard the story about people who win millions of dollars, and shortly thereafter they've lost it all. They're not able to hold that money because of, they're not able to hold the energy of that money in themselves. And it's just, they have all these leaks and drains that, they're giving it all out. One of the reasons is because they don't feel worthy of holding it. And money is energy. And so most people, their energy field has a lot of holes in it, and they're energetically connected to a lot of people, or hoarded. Most people do not have integrity in their energy field. So things are coming in all the time and coming out. Not necessarily good things, actually bad things, negative things. And so that's a lot of the work, is to release all those issues that people hold inside of them, that that keep them from having an intact energy field. That's it. Let me see what else I can say about this. I'm glad this work is still opening up here. It's beautiful. So, for many women have this problem of giving their power away to men, and don't hold it for themselves. And men, of course, they also have power, and they've given it over to women. And people give their power away to those of authority, religious leaders. I'm not wanting your power, by the way. I have enough of my own. Thank you very much. But religious leaders, teachers, political politicians, spouses, children, parents, causes, organizations, and people are always like giving away their power. I guess with the understanding that, okay, by giving your power, there's an expectation that power will come back to you. And many people receive their ego strokes, their power, by being part of different groups, by being part of powerful people. But the real power is within ourselves, is with our connection with our own higher selves. And the real power is in being able to hold that completely, 100%. Being complete and whole in ourselves. And yet still being able to flow. Still being able to flow and give and receive, as in with this money thing. Yeah. So there's more going on here with this abundance flow. There's a lot here. Picking up, there's about 100 different beings in spirit that we just networked with. So all of us, if we do have money come to us, let's say you win a lottery. Everybody who wins a lottery says, well, I want to give to good causes. I want to give to my family. I want to give to charity. I want to give back to life. And so these beings in consciousness are kind of overseeing that flow. It's like, okay, okay, you're getting some money here. You can put it to better use by moving it over here. That this person over here can put it to use, or this cause can be give it to this cause. So I'm sensing that there's a redistribution, attention of these resources going on right now. This is pretty interesting. No one wants to have too much or too little of something. We want it just that sweet spot of just enough. Just enough. And to have too much or too little creates an imbalance in our life. It's like you're just eating that chocolate. Just a little bit of chocolate is really great. I love dark chocolate. Just a little bit of dark chocolate is great, but if you just have that, just one extra little helping, it's like, oh my God, then you start to get sick. And so you want just enough, not more, not less. The same thing with money. Unfortunately, there are people in the world who are hogging that energy or holding that energy to themselves. And of course, we're not just talking about financial money. We're talking about love. And we're talking about attention. We're talking about kindness. We're talking about anything that has anything to do with energy, which is just about everything. And energy has all different kind of forms. So how are we? So we ask the question: well, in what way are you holding on to energy? Is it certain things that you have in your life? Is it? Are you holding on to certain feelings that you are not sharing with your partner, or good or bad feelings? Quote, good or bad. That's a judgment call. Are you holding on to certain thoughts or ideas that you've been keeping inside? So it's all about flow, increasing the flow in your life. We're looking at where in your life are you not flowing? Are you not exercising enough? I go dancing. I discovered dance 3 years ago, and I've been dancing ever since, like a crazy fool. Now it's almost like maybe like 4 times a week. It's crazy. Here in LA, you could probably find a dance going on every day of the week, and in some cases 2 or 3. So it's important that we flow physically into some kind of exercise. It's all about, flowing. Where are we holding on? Where are we stuck? And in many religious traditions, they talk about tithing 10% of your income. Oftentimes they say, okay, tithe 10% of your income to the church. In this case, I'm saying, well, tithing 10% of your income to healing. That's actually, I've done more than that. I've paid for more than 10% of my income towards healers and healing events and so on over the years. So I feel comfortable in saying, tithing 10% of your income towards healing work is a good idea. Yes, it's a lot of money, but it also stimulates that flow. It increases that flow, and it increases that flow in our life with that intention of saying, with the intention of, okay, I am gifting to Spirit, to God, in this way, my resources, and 10% of my resources. That's a traditional amount. It's not unreasonable. You're reinforcing that flow. And for many people, the reason why they don't have money in their life is because they're holding on to it so dearly, and they're not allowing it to flow, and sometimes they've been doing this for years and years, and so the universe responds by shutting off the flow toward you. If you're going to cut off the flow and not allow money to flow, money and the energy of money to flow through and out of you, the universe is going to respond by shutting down its flow to you. That's how it mirrors to you how you are. And so by turning around and saying, okay, I'm going to prime the pump, so to speak, and I'm going to start gifting, 10% of my income towards healing work, as an example, you're starting to expand and open that flow and opening that door to allowing that energy from the universe to come in as well. So, and the more you open that door, the more that can come in, and the more you can give, and it just increases and increases and expands the more you do it. So, yeah. And so that's also why I don't do my healing work for free at this point, because most of the people who come do have problems with financial abundance and money flow, and by paying for sessions, this is reinforcing that flow. It's strengthening that flow. It's opening that flow up to come through them, to come in them. And of course, I'm part of that flow. In my life, I need that flow as well. We all do. Yeah. So there seems to be more going on here. We've been at it for half an hour. This is pretty interesting. Yeah, there's a lot here. So if you have time, write down in the comment section on YouTube, feel free to write down your experiences with this, and or send me off an email at mrln9@hotmail.com. And my website is spiritportal.org. And of course, if you want to do some personal sessions with me, I'd be very happy to work with you to increase the flow in one way or another, to open you up, to release the blocks that are preventing prosperity in whatever shape or form to come into your life and to flow out. We see this oftentimes we were also talking about prosperity flow in relationships, in marriage, in partnership. And in what ways are we holding love from each other, or holding our joy and passion and our feelings and thoughts from the other person. And so there are many reasons why, very ancient reasons why people hold, often from trauma. We hold these things inside of us, fear of loss, fear of losing the other person if we're really honest with them. And it's a valid concern. I've lost a few people in my life because of that. And we have to understand that if those people are not willing to be open to us and to hear us in our honesty and our true feelings, maybe those are the people that are not supposed to be in our life. And so we have to take a risk. For what we really want, we have to risk. And also be open to hearing what other people have to say. And it might not be pleasant. We're all human, and we all have our shortcomings and make mistakes, and we'll do things inadvertently to hurt other people. I know I've done my share, and I try to be forgiving of others. Okay, I think this is winding down now. All right then. Anything else? Thank you so much for being present with me in this time. It was a real joy. Peace and blessings. David Isaacson out.